What's up, Trainiacs? Today we are going to head into the kitchen and I am going to give you the rundown of the 3 morning drinks that I use, updated for late 2018, that help me burn fat but still have really good workouts. How I make them and when I use them. Let's do it. So when we wake up in the morning, I've talked about this many times before, we are in a fat burning state. And we ideally want to stay in that fat burning state because the ability to fat oxidize, use fat as fuel, is a really big determinant of how well we'll do in the ultra distance events. And I'm going to classify a half Ironman or longer as an ultra distance event. And if you are only relying on taking in nutrition, you are going to potentially bonk, you are going to potentially have to take on too much nutrition, that because there's so much blood in our arms and our legs, running, swimming, cycling, we are going to have not a lot of blood in our stomach, and it's going to make it difficult for our body to process the fuel that we're putting in here. However, we have more than enough fuel, even the thinnest athletes, in our fat stores. So if we can access that easily, we are going to do better in races. We're going to be thinner. We're going to be lighter. We're going to look better in a Speedo. And that's what we're looking for. So there are 3 morning drinks that I will use. And these are the drinks that I will have before just about any workout. Now, depending on what I'm doing, it's going to be one of these 3 drinks. And I'll explain that to you. So number 1 is just my plain old coffee, Four Sigmatic Mushroom type coffee. And if you want to get 15% off, go to foursigmatic.com/Triathlon Taren. Use the coupon code Triathlon Taren. But I won't just have that regular coffee. I will mix that coffee with MCT oil. This is coconut oil basically, and these medium chain triglycerides are really, really good for brain functioning. It's also basically pure fat, somewhere around 100 to 150 calories in 1 tablespoon is what I'll put into this coffee. And there are a couple of reasons for that. Number 1, that is going to give me just a little bit of fuel. It's also going to allow me to process the caffeine in this smoother. Instead of getting a really quick hit of caffeine on an empty stomach, getting a spike and then crashing whenever I might do the workout, that marriage between coffee and the MCT oil forces my body to process the caffeine a lot slower, so it's a smoother burn. In addition to that, MCT oil is clear. And what I like to do is fast for at least about 12 hours a day. Typically it's from supper until the next meal of the day, being the shake that we're going to discuss. And why I want to do that is really just to give my gut a break. We take all that blood out of our gut into our muscles and at the same time ingest electrolytes and ingest gels and chews and bars. So we place a lot of stress on the gut as it is. And if we're just constantly putting fuel and food into our gut for hours and hours every single day and we never really give it a big break besides when we're sleeping, we might overtax it. So just having 12 hours off allows your gut to have a little bit of a break. Coffee with MCT oil does not break a fast. But what if I am going to go do, say, a series of workouts? Depending on the workout, I will then start adding calories. In 2 cases, I will have coffee, MCT oil, and a little bit of no sugar coconut milk. This is basically going to function like creamer. Why I might use this is, let's say I want to do a really light recovery ride. Well, with the heart rate being so low, this is a perfect time to teach our body to start burning fat. We can just continue in that fat burning mode and having about 40 to 50 calories of This coconut cream is going to end up being somewhere around 1 gram of carbs and 6 grams of fat. Add in about 100 to 120 calories from this, and you've got yourself just a really nice slow burning energy from that coffee that you can use just to kind of fill your stomach for those recovery kind of workouts. And that's more than enough because, again, we got lots of calories in our body. I might also use that in the other case is something like today, where I had 2 workouts in a row. I had a 55-minute run, but it was going to be very low intensity. And then I was going to have about an hour and a half break and then go for a swim. Now, I didn't want to have the feeling of being really heavy on that run. Sometimes I just kind of like to have the feeling of less in my stomach, to just have the feeling of a flat stomach, not have a lot sloshing around for all the workouts, just kind of taking the taxation off of the gut. So those 2 instances, I will have just that light coffee with a little bit of coconut oil when I'm doing a really, really light workout, or if I'm doing a series of workouts and the first one is a lighter workout, and then in between the first and the second workout, I am going to have a more major meal that's going to function as the recovery from the first workout and fuel for the second workout. Now, what if I've got more of a typical day where I have, let's say, a workout in the morning and then a workout in the evening, a lot of time in between? Or maybe it's just a workout that is more intense, more of a key purposeful workout in the morning. For that, I want to be a little bit better fueled because I am going to have to burn through quite a few calories. And for that, I have talked about my morning Bulletproof Shake that I've used to help give my body a little bit of calories, a little bit of energy while still keeping it in that fat burning mode. We have just a small magic bullet size little shake that I'll top up with water, coconut milk, almond milk, cashew milk. I tend to stay away from dairy just because I don't process it well. A lot of people don't process it well. And this has morphed a little bit over the last few months, but here is the late 2018 version of this shake. Just like before, I have some collagen. This is really, really good for the joints. It also gives a little bit of protein so that my hunger gets satiated. So I'll put in just 1 heaping tablespoon of collagen. I'll also put in somewhere around 50 to 60 calories of a protein powder. I tend to go with rice and pea proteins. They are basically just as bioavailable as chicken or eggs, but they also don't have the allergen properties that chicken and eggs often have. And again, gives me a little bit of protein in the morning to curb my hunger and maintain muscle density. I will put in about a half a tablespoon of beetroot powder. There are about 40% of the population that beetroot powder ends up acting as a vasodilator. Your blood vessels really expand, so it's like nitric oxide. You get a lot more oxygen, and if you are one of those lucky, I think it's 35 to 40%, hey, take some beetroot powder. I don't know if I'm in that, but we try, right? Then I get into the coffees and the Four Sigmatic products. I will put in just a little sprinkling of the Four Sigmatic adaptogen blend. And this has a whole bunch of mushrooms in it that help support immune function, so I'll use this. I put in a little bit of matcha, just a tiny little bit, just to add some flavor and still give a little bit of an energy boost. And then I will have Four Sigmatic Mushroom Coffee. This is their gold standard. This is their first product. And again, if you want to get 15% off, go to foursigmatic.com/Triathlon Taren. Use the coupon code Triathlon Taren at checkout. Get yourself 15% off. Then the 2 last things that I include are a cashew butter, an almond butter, a sunflower seed butter, and I will do a heaping tablespoon of that, which will get me somewhere around 110 calories, lots of fat, and this is going to, on top of the coffee that I had earlier in the day, once I break the fast, I'm going to have about 100 calories of fat from that, a a little over 100 calories of fat from that. So I'm staying in that fat burning zone, but giving myself enough calories combined with all the coffee, the caffeine, and I'm going to continue to burn fat and teach my body to fat oxidize. Last thing, I put in 2 SP2 Life frozen spirulina pods. Why these? Because this is really the only way you want to get spirulina. It's the easiest way to access iron, B12, ferritin, increase your hemoglobin levels in your blood, access more blood oxygen levels, feel great. I did a whole video on that we'll link to at the end. And I will have that shake before, like I say, a key workout or before a series of workouts where I can't have a main meal in between. So if I'm going to do a 1 to 2 hour workout and then have a big gap in my day and then do my second workout later in the day, it'll be that shake in the morning. If I'm going to do a main workout in the morning, and then even if I don't have anything later in the day, it'll be that shake in the morning. If I do a big 2, 3, 4, 5 hour brick session, it'll still be that shake in the morning. I always want to start off with that shake because it keeps my body in that fat burning zone. And if I ate nothing else healthy throughout the rest of the day, no salads, no good soups, nothing like that, I would have still given my body some good proteins, good joint support, good healthy fats that is allowing my body to get satiated, feel full, combined with that protein, burn the caffeine very slowly. Would have given my body a little bit of a boost if I can process beet powder well. I would have given my body a fair bit of support on the immune boosting side of things. A fair bit of greens and all kinds of nutrients with that spirulina. It's covering all my bases so that basically by the time I get to the first workout, I've got energy, I'm still burning fat, I have given myself a ton of nutrients, and it's setting myself up to perform well in that workout and for the rest of the day. So there you go. That is the 2018 December version of what I drink in the morning. Those 3 drinks will get you through a lot of triathlon training, and it'll get you prepared for those ultra long events and feel dang good. Have a very healthy stomach, have a very healthy immune system, lose a little bit of fat, look good in a Speedo. That's what we want, right? All right, Trainiacs, if you aren't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button below. And if you are subscribed, go to foursigmatic.com/Triathlon Taren or use the coupon code Triathlon Taren at the Four Sigmatic checkout to get yourself 15% off. They help us help you. All right, later, Trainiacs.